you fellas who better beware. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-oh. Are we live? It looks like we're live. We're not live on the Twitter because it's not helping out. Why you not acting right, Twitter? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our breakfast appointment. Hopefully everyone is doing well this morning. I did it in landscape today because we're testing out algorithms. If you don't know, there are multiple algorithms. We are testing this one to see how it responds to this channel. The other one responded well, but nowhere near as well as it should have. So today we are testing this algorithm because they smile in your face, and all the time they want to take your place. They are true backstabbers. Backstabbers. I see someone says real deal. Prime says test, test, test. Yes, they are backstabbers inside of the algorithm. They smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers. How was your night last night? How did you guys sleep last night? Hopefully all things went well for you. You are feeling good this morning. You have coffee. You've had breakfast. You've had everything that you need to have to get your day going. Maybe I caught one or two of you in the vehicle on your way to a location. Some of you guys may be at work. Some of you guys may be government employees and you've been laid off and you hate Elon Musk. Some of you may be Trump haters that are in the process of being converted to being non-Trump haters. So many possibilities that could go on and be going on in your life. But I'm happy that you're here with me. I'm happy that you take a moment to hang out with me. I'm switching hats to my full-on Captain America hat. No more coffee, full-on Captain America. I'll start with this, ladies and gentlemen. Someone says they're on their spring break. Enjoy the spring break, especially if you can take a spring break. If you're one of those people who just works and works and works and works, and there's no such thing as spring break, then keep hustling and get it done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there has been quite a few things have transpired in the news. And quite frankly, yesterday, I was over it. I think you could tell in that video, I was over it because I'm like, somebody need to go to prison. These people just running around, talking reckless. And then the Lord answered my prayer. I woke up this morning and I was like, look at these Democrats talking about they're going to shut down the government. And 2.5 weeks ago, they was talking about the Republicans going to shut down the government. And I'm like, these people just destroying themselves, James. They really are. They're destroying themselves. I mean, they truly, truly are destroying themselves. And it's like, so when a person is in self-destruct mode, they have this thing where they say, never stop the enemy when they're in the middle of making a mistake. If you haven't come to the conclusion that the Democratic Party at this point in time and the rhinos, because they're not getting off that easy, are the enemy of America, then I don't know where you've been. I don't know what planet you've been on. I don't know. Maybe you took a SpaceX rocket to Mars, you know what I'm saying? And you've been in the sleep stasis chamber for the past 6 months. Maybe that's where you've been. Don't know. Clara says, Dark Waters, you're a legend. Thank you. I try and tell people this, but people be like, you want to know his Dark Water? I'm like, dog, I'm a full-on paranormal legend. For real. Like, for real. Living legend. When it comes to that. But now we into this realm of politics, and I tell people all the time, nobody really gets this. Everybody want to look for cryptids. The damn true cryptids is in Congress. Think about Nancy Pelosi. Look at Maxine Waters. If you took Maxine Waters and made her a couple of feet taller and put her next to a tree in the woods and she peeked out at you like that, you'll think that trick was Bigfoot. Yeah, if you took Nancy Pelosi and took that wig off her head and put her on all fours and had her crawling around, you think she was a damn crawler, a pale crawler. Y'all don't understand, man. The real wickedness in the high places. Everybody interested in the beast of the field. It's the wickedness in high places that we're dealing with right now, which is way more dangerous. That's why That's why, truthfully, Alex Jones, they're trying to bust his head. Because when you start to deal with the wickedness in high places, you deal with crazy things. But nonetheless, let's keep it moving. Let's get rolling. I've been running my mouth for the first 5 minutes. I would like to do some reactions today to things that people say. And this morning we are going to we're gonna get a feel for what people are saying. Now, I wish there was a better way to do this. I don't think there's a better way to do this, but it could be. Let me see something. Hold on. Speaker view, group discussion, media presentation. Let me see what it look like. I probably need to study this, but I don't care. Ain't about to do that right now. So we're just gonna do it like this. We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna do it like this. It would be nice if this was zoomed in. In the words of my man Blue, I zoomed in DW. So I zoomed in DW and I saw this thing and it was running across. Yep, when I zoomed in, it worked. I'll never forget my homie Blue down in Fort Pierce, Florida. Blue is hilarious. When we were talking about his encounter with something weird the first time we talked, he was like, well, I don't understand what it is, DW, but all I know is when I zoomed in on my phone, it looked like a giant werewolf running by the light pole, and that thing was as tall as the light pole. I said, yeah, it was tall as a light pole. But everybody trying to tell me what I saw. I know what I saw. I said, I know you know what you saw, homie. I know you know what you saw. I know you know what you saw. All right, let's get to some people's reactions. Now that we understand, if we zoom in the words of Blue, we can get a better view. Let's get to some of the reactions. Shut up.
The biggest conspiracy theory that I wholeheartedly believe in, and I want to know if you believe in it too, but I truly think that the food companies and the pharmaceutical companies and the politicians are all working together to put a bunch of crap into our foods so that we have to go and get sick care instead of health care and we all remain sick. Like, it's not that hard to not put a bunch of additives and chemicals into our foods. I am going to France next week and I typically don't eat processed food, but I'm just going to eat everything over there. And I'm going to see if I still feel how I feel by cutting out all processed foods in the United States. So let's see how this goes. The biggest conspiracy theory that
I want to follow up with that. You know, I'm going to tell you guys, one of the issues with being ahead of the game, and this is based on what I saw, the emotions I felt yesterday. We got to be patient. We truly have to learn to be patient. I'm going to tell you why. Because, see that comment she just made? The first thing that came into my mind was, of course, they trying to kill us. Of course, it's a sick care system instead of a healthcare system. It's not even up for speculation. But we have to remember, and I'm talking to myself more than I'm talking to you. We have to remember that what we're dealing with is the Great Awakening. And everybody used the term, the fourth turn, the Great Awakening, but it truly is an awakening. And everybody's in different phases of awakenings. You know what I'm saying? Some of us have gotten to the point to where we are, how shall I say this? Some of us gotten to the point to where we are wide awake. I'm talking about we don't need no coffee. We don't need nothing. We wide awake. Somebody type in the chat. Let me make sure this chat is running. And I'm going to warn the person who's bot spamming the chat, if that is the case. Somebody type, let me make sure. You had a couple days of peace now because everybody left you alone. But, I mean, I don't understand why you ain't learned the lesson. Okay, there we go. I was about to say. Man, you done had some peace. That can go away. Anyway, moving on. The Great Awakening is one of those things where everybody's in a different phase of the Great Awakening. And so if you way beyond where she is, when you look at it, it's one of those things where you're like, man, come on. Well, you kind of get agitated because it's common sense. It's common knowledge, right? We know these things. And it's not even a conspiracy, it's fact, right? So it's not a conspiracy, it's fact. So when we see people who are going through the phase of the awakening, we have to be patient, is what I'm saying. I know I have to be patient because, quite frankly, I talk to different people in their different phases of the awakening. And sometimes it's quite frustrating because you just want to tell them, you want to smack them upside the head and be like, yo, that's common sense, dummy. Yeah, there's no need to speculate that. For example, what phase of the awakening do you think this girl is in?
I just need to quickly rant about the fact that everyone around me, like at work, in the grocery store, like everywhere, is coughing, sneezing, like fully ill and fully not wearing a mask and fully not covering their mouth as they sneeze and cough. And it's just so concerning to me. Like, I feel like I'm starting to like become not a germaphobe, but just like so anxious every time someone next to me coughs or sneezes without doing anything, and like I'm ready to do something about it. Like I'm ready to be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I don't know how to approach these conversations with people. Like I don't know how to be like, hey, can you please like care about my health and not cough and sneeze all over the place? Can you please care about my health? Like, can you please like I can't get sick. I just can't get sick. I can't afford to miss work. I have a trip planned to go visit family. I cannot miss that. Like I just
You know, that's sad. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's sad. Yeah, part of me wants to make fun of the girl, but quite frankly, it's sad, man. It truly is. Because that's a person who's been turned. Thank you for the super chat. That's a person who's been completely turned over to the spirit of fear. I mean, completely and utterly turned over to the spirit of fear. And it's just sad. But what phase of the awakening do you believe she's in, ladies and gentlemen? If you had to put her in a phase from 1 to 10, what phase of the awakening would you say that she's in? If you had to quantify it, I would say she's at like -10. But it's understandable. It's understandable. Because that child, think about the past 5. So we're talking about 2020 to 2025, right? Let's say she's, I don't know, what do you think she's mid? I'm my scanner for age is not good. How old would you guys say that this young lady is? In her early 20s, maybe 22, 23? I'll give her 21. Let's say she's 21 and 20. Let's go 25. No, early 20s, just early 20s. Let's make it 20. From age 15 to age 20, she went through the most 4 traumatic years of her life of, quite frankly, being terrorized for 4 years. And that's the product that we have on the tail end as an adult. And it may be an extreme case. You know what I'm saying? She may be an extreme case, but that was intentionally done to that polo baby girl. And this is, in many cases, this is why, more than anything, I want retribution against these people. Because that young lady, that was done to her. That fracturing of her brain, that making her mentally, that's mental illness. That when you can't go into the public because you scared somebody gonna sneeze on you, that you got a mental illness at this point in time. You're not normal. I go out in public, people sneeze all the time. Okay, you sneeze, whatever. Cool. In fact, when I was a kid, you went and got germs all over you because you know it said dirt didn't hurt. Germs don't quit. Go ahead, get sick. That's what we would say. Don't hurt. Dirt don't hurt. Germs make you get sick. Germs don't quit. Go ahead, get sick. We swam in the bayous, jumped over alligators, did all kind of stupid stuff that you're supposed to die from. Didn't die. I'd be damned if I'm gonna walk into a grocery store and somebody sneeze on me and I die. That don't make no sense. Crawfishing, Moccasins right there. You got to get that crawfish net. We want them crawfish. Get the net, man. Man, that's a moccasin. Hit it with the stick. What you mean? Hit it with the stick. Whack. Snake going about his business. Get my crawfish net. Come on, bro. Let's go boil these crawfish, man. But that girl thinks she's gonna die because she's going to the stove. That was done to her. Now, part of me, the mean part of me, wants to make fun of her. But we get into the point, man, where there're gonna have to be some resources like allocated to people who are in this mind state. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna have to be resources allocated to these people to uncondition them from fear. Because this was intentionally done to them. Somebody said jumped into a creek to catch turtles, frogs, etc., drinking from water hoses, catching snakes in the grass. Yes. And that's what has to come back for the next couple of generations. I'm sorry. The next couple of generations need to go their ass outside. I mean, damn near we need a little mini EMP to give, maybe 6 months where everybody not connected to the damn internet. You know what I'm saying? Take down the internet for 6 months or something. I know I'm going to lose a lot of money, but for the health of America, it needs to go away for a little while. People need to go outside. Go your behind outside. There's lots of things to do outside, whether just be laying in the grass and look up at the sky. Bike ramps in the street. Yeah, bike ramps in the street. No helmet, by the way, and you trying to jump that. And we ain't talking about no little bitty low. We talking about ramps that's plywood with milk cartons with cinder blocks to keep the milk cartons from sliding. And we ain't talking about, 2x4 supporting it, just a piece of plywood, man. Piece of plywood. Shit ended disastrously for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Disastrously. People falling over, bam, breaking arms. Oh, mama. Be like, "Say, bro, you saw Chris break his arm? Yeah, man, that looked like it hurt. Who next?" Next person go. But that's one of the things that we're missing. I have an interview that I'm going to do tonight with JR Wisdom. I'm going to release it. And you'll see the vastness and the gap in programming is what I would call it. And the problem that the liberals have right now is, they've woken up the generation that would do crazy stuff like play tackle football in the street. That generation, our generation, was like, man, we just want to go retire, go hang out. And then they destroyed everything by being crazy. And so now you've woken up the generation that really don't care. I see it in the grocery store now. Go to the grocery store to get something. You have a younger kid and they just taking forever. Yeah, dirt, clout wars, all kind of stuff. I see a young lady who's taking forever, an older guy, a little bit older than me. And he's like, "Are you going to move out the way?" Well, I'm trying to figure out what I want to get. How about you step back and let me get what I need to get while you consider what you want to get? And as we get into that phase, it's like all these young people are going to get parents that they didn't have, the parents that they needed to have, but they're going to encounter those parents kind of like out in the streets. It's kind of like the coffee shop I go to. They call me Uncle James. When I go and go, "Hey, Uncle James, what's up?" And people will walk up to me like, "Man, I've been having a problem with this. Okay, well, you want some advice? Or I'm not going to just give you advice unless you tell me you want the advice. Well, I was coming to talk to you. No. You going to need to tell me, hey, will you give me advice? Because I've learned over time period that if you just give people unsolicited advice, they don't listen to it. So if you want the advice, I'll give you the advice. If you don't want it, you just want me to listen, I will listen. But you need to make sure that you clearly communicating to me what you want, because I don't have a whole bunch of time. And I'll just stand there and look at it. And you'd be like, nobody ever talks like that. So because nobody knows to talk like that. I'm not going to give you advice and offend you because you just want somebody to talk to, because you think you got the solution to your problem, but you don't have the solution to your problem and you just want to talk. So if you need an ear, I'm here to listen, and I won't say a damn thing, because I save myself the time and the energy. But if you want advice, understand it won't take me long to give it to you. The first person that asked for advice, he started talking. Well, man, I've been struggling with blah. Oh yeah, really? I told him, I said, stop being a little bitch, man. He's like, what? I said, stop being a little bitch, man. I said, everybody struggles with things in life. There's days where you don't feel like going to work. There's days when you don't feel like everything is going well. There's going to be months in your life where things go downhill. But you have to decide that you're going to go uphill. You can feel how you want to feel. That does not affect your performance. You don't feel like going to work, you still go to work. You don't feel like doing something, you still have to do it. So you do it. You understand what I'm saying? Feelings don't matter in this world. Results matter. And this dude is looking at me and he's just like in shock. And I was like, you think I feel like doing half the stuff that I do? No, I don't feel like doing. I feel like smoking cigars, wearing alligator shoes, and just chilling. But that ain't what I get to do. But see, they need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? This is a generation that needs to hear it. And when that generation hears these things, their parents ain't tell them like that because their parents didn't get it like that. When they hear those things, they're like, well, yeah, okay, you're right. You don't, yeah, y'all know I'm right. And then I go further with some other people I talk to, and I'm be like, do you realize that if you just change your approach, that you'll dominate everybody around you because everybody's worried about feelings and emotions? While they don't feel like working, you working. And so while they don't feel like getting the promotion, you'll have the promotion because they don't feel like working. They're not working. You felt like work. You didn't feel like working, but you worked, so you got the promotion. So while they're all concerned about their feelings, you just leapfrogging over them to where you want to be in life. And it's not going to be this way for very long. So you better get there while you can. And what comes after you is a generation of dogs, wolves, lions, tigers, and bears. And when they come, they're going to eat everything up on the way to you. So you need to get it together now, or else you're going to get eaten one way or the other. You understand what I'm saying to you? Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. All right, next video. Did you guys see that Michelle Obama has done a podcast? Here's AOC. You know, I don't know who took
It's
her.
not just that Trump is corrupt. It's that everyone participating in this is corrupt. Elon is corrupt. Jeff Bezos is corrupt. Mark Zuckerberg is corrupt in participating in this scheme that
I thought she was pregnant. Did she have the baby already?
we all know. Everyone's just trying to look the other way because who really cares, right? And it's this idea of cynicism. It's this idea that no one cares about fairness anyway. No one cares about the rules anyway. So who cares if we break them? But at the end of the day, once again, who suffers? It's the 8-year-old kids with devastating autism diagnoses. It's the parents, the public librarian who had to quit his job to take care of his 16-year-old son with devastating medical disabilities. And now he might be on the street.
AOC, can you close up your blouse? You are a politician. You should not be showing all that semi-cleavage. And then she'll be, if he look down, she'll be mad. If I was interviewing her, I would say, hold on, stop. I'm going to need you to button up. This probably why it'll be a hard time for me to ever get like interviews because I'm crazy. I'd be like, I'm gonna need you to button up while you being all passionate with half your breasts hanging out. I'm gonna need you to button up. Either we gonna be professional or we not. I put on a whole monkey suit and tie to come and do this interview with you. I do not like putting on suits and ties. In fact, I'm a dangerous person when I put on a suit and tie, so I don't like putting them on because it's like my Superman suit. And I need you to understand something, AOC. I did not come here to see half of your breasts.
Because they want to cut Medicaid.
If you're going to show the thing, show the whole thing, AOC.
In order to give even more tax cuts to folks like Bezos and Elon Musk. Like, we need to fight for the basic dignified society that is just giving working people a fair shake. It's not just that.
What the hell was that she said? She just said a whole bunch of damn nothing. Let me listen to it again.
That Trump is corrupt. It's that everyone participating in this is corrupt. Elon is corrupt. Jeff Bezos is corrupt.
So it's not that Trump is corrupt. Everybody that's participating in this isn't corrupt. It's corrupt. So the whole system is corrupt. There's partial truth in that, but those people ain't who made it corrupt. But go ahead.
Mark Zuckerberg is corrupt in participating in this scheme that we all know everyone's just trying to look the other way because who really cares, right? And it's this idea of cynicism. It's this idea that no one cares about fairness anyway. No one cares about the rules anyway. So who cares if we break them? But at the end of the day, once again, who suffers? It's the 8-year-old kids with devastating autism diagnoses. It's the parents.
Okay, see, this is where I would stop. And I would be like, AOC, with half your breasts is hanging out. I would say, first of all, who suffered when you allowed all them illegals into your district? Was it the parent who had the autistic kid who got beat up walking down the street by an illegal? Did they suffer? Was it the father who had to take off work to get home early to protect his kid? Since we painting all these vivid word images and these tapestry with words, let me weave my own tapestry of words. OC, left breast exposing behind. Who suffered when the illegal aliens, because they are illegal and they are aliens, came into United States of America and went after the supple, beautiful, supple white female breasts all over the place, taking them and ravaging them? Huh? Who suffered when they went into the hoods and they chased after the skinny leg Latinos and tracked them down and hunted them down? You know what I'm saying? Who suffered? Or the big leg black woman and the big footed black woman with them big, beautiful feet. Who suffered? AOC, you didn't suffer. You clearly feel like you safe because you got all your breasts out. You feel like nobody gonna do you no harm because you got all your breasts out.
Public librarian.
Shut up. Next. Get on my damn nerves.
It's crazy to think that my parents could afford a house, 2 cars, and raise 2 kids on minimum wage in 2005. Fast forward 20 years, I make more than both of them combined, and I can barely afford a dog in a 1-bedroom apartment. And don't even talk to me about having kids right now. Kids? That motherfucker gonna have to come straight out the womb working 40 hours a week, fresh off the umbilical cord, right into some work boots. But seriously though, things are changing. That's for damn sure. But that really should be all the motivation you need to figure out how I'm gonna make more money, how I'm gonna spend less money. And also educating ourselves on how to stay away from the traps they set for us, like crippling student loan debt, high interest credit cards, high interest car loans, needing the new latest anything and everything, and like high rent and mortgage. So yes, things are changing. Man, I remember when they took that damn dollar menu away, it was all downhill from there.
Hey, bro, real talk. I'm sorry. I can't even see you guys. There we go. In my humble opinion, there's no saving most of the public souls. Also brainwashed that they need a divine intervention. Born in 1989. DI. They do need a divine intervention. And they're in the process of getting one. You're right. But you know what a divine intervention looks like? If you want to know what a divine intervention looks like, go read the Book of Kings in the Bible. It is not the most pretty thing when God decides he's going to intervene. In fact, it's blockades and warfare and destruction and disease and punishment to wake people up out of their slumber. And quite frankly, you watched people be awakened from their slumber. You just watched America get invaded for 4 years. And then you watched the new president come in and be like, hey, listen. My name is Donald J. Trump, and I'm running for president of the United States. And I'm the most beautiful, beautiful president there is. And I'm going to close the border, make the biggest, most beautiful border wall, and we're going to round you up. We're going to get you criminals. We're going to shoot you in your face. I wish he would talk like this. I wish he would say, if you don't leave, we're going to shoot you in the face. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to send John Shrek out, and I'm going to send all the worst guys you can think of out. I'm going to shoot you in your face if you don't leave America. It's better if you just get on this application. And if you're a criminal, we're going to shoot you in your face. If he said that, everybody would leave. You know what I'm saying? If he said that, everybody would leave immediately. But then immediately be like, oh my God, he's threatening to shoot people in the. Whoa, what is up with these eyes? We got to hear what he got. What is wrong with your face? I got to hear this. Are you going to even say anything?
Somebody asked if I like to eat bird seed. No. I prefer to eat a French fry.
Bro. Dog. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to say about that one. Let me stop with them TikTok logos, because TikTok like to act a fool. Here's the number one race baiter.
White people really crack me up. So, y'all see what I got on. So, when I travel, like vacation and stuff, or time off, man, listen, I ain't trying to pack a whole bunch of shit, so I color code. So, everything in my bag is Texas A&M. So, sometimes it might be all Astros, all Rockets, all Texans, all Alpha. So, I'm walking. White dude says, "You a fan or did you play?" I knew exactly what he was talking about. I said, "Excuse me?" He goes, "Oh," he said, "what you have on? Are you a fan or did you play?" Now, mind y'all, I got on Aggie shorts, maroon shoes. Okay?
Wait, hold on. Let me get this right. So he got all Texas A&M stuff on. You a kind of muscular built black guy. He says, "Are you a fan or did you play?" I don't. If he about to say that's offensive, I'm not quite sure how that would be offensive. Because either you're a fan of the team, for sure, and it's logical to come to the conclusion that you're a fan of the team because you have the gear on, or did you play for the team? It's another logical conclusion because it implies that you're a fan of the team at a higher level because you played for the team. I don't understand where he's going with this. Like, I'm a big dude. I've had people walk up to me and be like, "Man, who'd you play football for?" Didn't play football. I was a bodybuilder. Oh, really? Yeah. It's a logical question because my shoulders is as wide as most people's door frames. It's not to me, it's not a racist assumption, but whatever. Let's see what he's
I
gonna say.
keep it simple when I pack. All I said was, "No, I'm a graduate." And I walked off. That's the shit black people have to deal with if we go to PWIs.
So that's crazy. The frame of the conversation is, are you a fan of the team or did you play football? And then he goes, "No, I'm a graduate." No, bro, that's your insecurity. That was a great opportunity to meet a new person. And in the context of that conversation, you could have explained to the person that I'm a fan of the school because I graduated from the school. The simple fact that you wearing the stuff in your bag means you graduated, means you are a fan of the damn school you graduated for. So the very first question is valid. It's just these people are so damn tenderonis. My heart belongs to Tenderoni. She's my only love. All you had to do was hold the conversation with the dude. But you know what it was? The white man walked up on him and asked him a question. The first thing that went to his mind is, let me get offended. Because he ain't no player. He ain't no real person. Walk up on me and ask me a question. Any question. I'm going to find out about you in the first 10 seconds. And I'm not going to treat it like it's some racist stuff. I had an African dude walk up on me in the office. He walks up just, "Hey, how are you today?" I'm like, "I'm doing fine. How are you?" "I wonder, I see you here all the time. I'm wondering what you do in here." "Well, what do you do?" I didn't feel comfortable telling him what I did. I don't know you. "Well, what do you do?" "Well, I own an accounting firm." "Are you looking for new clients?" No. I just see you all the time. Everyone speaks to you. I wanted to know what you do." I said, "Well, I have a YouTube channel called Adult Waters. I run a brand media organization that does this. Does that make good money?" "Does your business make good money?" "Yeah, but I wonder about the content creation. I wonder." "Oh, so now I know what you want. You want to know if there's a way for you to do content. So you're interested in doing content." Yes. Well, yeah, it makes significant amount of money if you know what you're doing. "Can we talk about that sometime?" "Yeah, sure. Anytime you want. Here's my office number. Knock on the door. I'll be there." It's that simple. It's human interactions. And many times This is what pisses me off about people like Roland Martin, because Roland Martin had the ability to go to Texas A&M and get a damn degree. So Roland Martin's alumni organization is a top SEC school. It's not about what you know, but it's about who you know. I could see if Roland Martin was running around with a Southern University A&M or Jackson State damn sweatshirt on. He got a fire network of people, but he gonna convince everybody else that the white man is bad. But he participated in that network. You went to Texas A&M for a reason. Damn, Skinwalker, mole face, Skinwalker. It's crazy. Get on my nerves, man. They get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? They get on my nerves. It's insane. That's why I can't be doing this. Now I got two godsons that play college football. Both of them getting degrees and playing football. You know what I'm saying? Period. It's just that simple. It's really that simple. All right, let's go on to the next thing. What was that? Let me see something. Guys, here you guys go with the fallen angel worship in the chat. If you ever notice, just think about why you bringing yourself to talking about fallen angels and exalting them when Jesus Christ rose with the keys to hell and the grave. See, this is why I left the paranormal community, because you only exalt things that don't need to be exalted. The hell with them. Oh, the mermaids is the mothers of the giants. That shit ain't nowhere in the Bible. It talks about the mother of the sons of Enoch, which were the giants, but they don't say nothing about no mermaids being their mama. Nowhere. Go show me in the Bible where it talk about the mermaids being the mama of the giant. See, that's the problem. It's crazy, bro. Chuck Schumer talking about he gonna shut down the government. I don't really care about that, because Chuck is gonna destroy them quite naturally, and it's gonna bring much pain to the Democratic Party. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna bring much pain to the Democratic Party. And you can count on the fact that when they shut down this government, it's going to be another mass awakening for people. There's going to be a huge mass awakening for people when they shut down the government, because these are the same people. The exact same people who said, hey, Kerry Reagan, DW, I thought you were a cryptid guy. Kerry, does it look like I'm talking about cryptids right now? You came to the chat to talk about what you wanted to talk about. That's cool. You could talk about it. Go ahead. But okay, if you saying you're not glorified, if you're going to glorify Christ, then talk about Christ. And I'm just going to keep it real with you. That's the problem with the whole cryptid Nephilim thing. People, and I'm it's not like me trying to attack you, Carrie. I just want you to understand the truth. Watch this. In the Bible, it says the whole world lies in darkness. The translation for world is cosmos, if you go look it up. So the whole cosmos lies in darkness. And so when you go down the rabbit hole of Nephilim, if you spent that same amount of time that you went down that damn rabbit hole, talk about Nephilim, to get to the point to where you're talking about mermaids being the mothers of the giants, if you'd have went down that same rabbit hole for Christ, you probably would have got to the point to where you understood that when you walk outside, you're in covenant with the sun, the moon, and the stars, and in covenant with the wind, and in covenant with the stones, all through Jesus Christ. And the point I'm making is, it's this, and it's not about you. It's these rabbit holes that are designed to take you away from real truth and knowledge. And then the way they work is they're like these infections. It's like an octopus. When you go down that hole, imagine yourself being at the bottom of a hole and you in there and you're looking around. Oh, did you know that there's giants in Mexico? And there were giants on Solomon Island. You down in that hole with that knowledge, which is not going to profit you anything. And then these tentacles grow out of your back and they go up into the air. And then they start grabbing other people and start pulling them into the hole. And they pulling them into the hole, 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 not knowing at all that you serving as a priest for them damn Nephilim. It don't even seem like you're serving as a priest. Don't seem like you're preaching their religion, but you're mixing them. But it don't feel like it because it's designed to make you not feel that way. It's designed to make you feel like, yeah, I'm just talking about giants, bro. I'm talking about the book of Enoch and the giants, bro. You didn't know this about the giants, did you? You see what I'm saying? And that's the point I'm making. So it's not an attack. It's just that as a person who spent significant amount of time in that field and knows the truth, I see you making a mistake and I know what you're doing. And I know you're not aware of it, because if you was aware of it, you would be convicted of it and you wouldn't be doing it. You'd be like, nah, I ain't need to talk about that foolishness. And that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Praying for the Christians in Syria is important. I need a list. Absolutely. All right, let's keep it moving because we're almost out of time. I got a call at 11:30.
What are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
Are you wearing Trump merch?
Yeah, I'm dressed up as a Trump supporter.
Oh, it's beyond inappropriate.
We support the Democratic Party. Go change or turn your camera off.
No, I'm not turning off my camera.
Okay.
Guys, it's a Halloween costume. Why are you making this?
It's the reason we exist. I've had enough of this. I'm setting up a meeting with HR for your termination.
I agree.
Termination?
You're done. You're done.
What?
We have been here before.
You are done.
Termination for what? Are you serious right now?
Hey guys.
Q. Hey, Q.
Hey, sweet costume.
You're not going to say anything about his costume?
What about it?
If this is inappropriate, then what the hell is that?
What's inappropriate about it? I'm a ghost, bro.
You're a ghost?
What did you think I was?
I don't know. Never mind.
Why is everybody so tense, man? What's going on?
Dave's getting fired for wearing Trump merch.
That's so stupid. Eric actually voted for Trump.
What?
Yeah, he voted for Trump both elections.
Eric, you literally told me yesterday you voted for Jill Stein.
I wasn't the only one. Chris did too.
Dude, come on. This is insane. How many of you actually voted for Trump? Oh my gosh, none of this leaves this meeting. So Harrison, you're the only one who didn't vote for Trump?
I mean, I'm not registered to vote.
None of this leaves this meeting.
Oh my goodness. That was hilarious, man. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Wow. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. Homeboy comes with the white sheet on his head. Oh my God, that was genius comedy right there. That was genius comedy right there. It truly, truly was. Oh my goodness. How much time I got left? Guys, I think I'm out of time. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna have to. I want to go for about 15 more minutes, but I think I need to. I need to make sure I'm ready for this call.
You asked the question about whether the Democrats are going to go extinct. I hope so. I'm not one of those people like you that think, oh, it's really healthy for the country if you have two strong parties. Get out of here.
You said you think that in the past. You think it's good for the.
I want to burn your village and steal your women. Metaphorically speaking. I want one of those great stretches where it was like Reagan, Bush, and if it wasn't for Ross Perot, it would have been 16 straight years. That's what I want, and that's what I expect. And that doesn't mean I'm saying red wave.
Yes. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want it at all because I don't want globalists. And he's assuming that everybody is every Republican or every conservative is a good guy. We clearly know that ain't how this go. And see, this is where the news media lies. So without him making a proper juxtaposition between Bush, a Clinton, and Obama, Trump, and then a Biden, then there's no point even making a statement. Bush, demon. Clinton, demon. Obama, Negro demon. Biden, mentally challenged demon. People talk about how all the presidents of the United States came from the same bloodline. Did you know that all the presidents of the United States, the current if you trace them back, they came from the same bloodline? Everybody except for Donald Trump. And then you wonder why America has bloodline curses all over. Because the kings, technically the kings of America, who the presidents would be, we don't have kings, we have a president. That ain't how it's reflected in the spirit realm. The kings of the United States of America were all wicked kings. 4 generations, 16 years, 20-something years, maybe -4, 16 years of wicked kings. How many times Obama in office? 2. How many times did Obama? He was in there for 8 years, wasn't he? Oh my God. How many times was Obama in office? It was 8 years. You see what I'm saying? Wicked kings. I love it when people be like, I'm going to unsub from you. I gotta get the last word. You didn't have to be rude. Just leave. It'll be all right. Been around a long time. I'm live at work on my smoke break watching the waters. That's what I'm talking about. Keep watching the waters. Keep watching. 8 years long. 8 long years. Yeah. So you had 8 years of Obama. Who was in office before Obama, guys? Just walk through it. You know what I'm saying? Who was in office before Obama? Nobody wants to answer the question. Are you there? Are you there? Baby Bush. Then who was in office before Baby Bush? Douglas saying Obama had 12 years, 3 terms. Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with you, Douglas, because clearly it was the old Biden administration. Clearly it was the old Biden administration. It probably was more like the Biden, Clinton, Obama, Bush administration. I think through Joe Biden, all of them kind of got an extra 4 years. Yeah, my man Kong is right. Satan had 12 years. Yeah, thank you. But when you look at it for what it really is, that's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. So when he says, I would want to burn your village and steal your women, first of all, bro, you got to keep it real. If George Bush was running again, man, we don't need no damn George Bush. Matter of fact, there's some rhinos right now that if they were running, you do not need them. America needs somebody who gives a damn about America. They really do. Gas was 89 cents under Clinton. I think you might be right, Justin. You might be 100% right. Maybe 99 cents. But the point I'm making is America needs people who care about America. We don't need to be all over the world fighting wars, trying to stop wars, trying to volunteer our sons and daughters to go to places and die on foreign soil. We don't need that, man. We don't need that. We don't need it at all. Let him get back to what he was saying.
Let's just be clear. The Democrats right now are at a messaging retreat in Virginia. They're just trying to trick you. What do they stand for? What do you stand for, Democrats? Do you even stand for fighting climate change? Because you're torching Teslas and you stole all the money from the Green New scam.
Those were the progressives.
Do you stand for education? Well, you shut the schools down and you don't even talk about test scores. Do you stand for health? Look at yourselves. Obviously, you're not Maha. Do you stand for border? Do you stand for public safety? Obviously not. Do you stand for the middle class doing well? No. Bidenomics, cost of living. You're okay with factories in China and Canada and Mexico. You've done nothing about it. The Democrats don't stand for anything. They don't even stand for progress. You've said it, Greg.
Yeah, they don't even stand for the flag.
They can't even build a reservoir or a railroad or any electric charging station. Greg, it is so bad. They are making an 82-year-old woman look like Fraggle Rock and dance for donations.
That wasn't funny. I don't know who the writers are for these people. The joke writers are terrible. Blinken was acting as president. Thanks goodness he's out. They started globalism. Yeah, the Clintons were the ones who started globalism. Jimbo Reeves says the truth is we don't solve problems with these guys. Yeah. I'm going to say this, guys, just so you'll understand. Wow. That was crazy. I'll say this, guys, just so you'll understand, and just so we'll be all on the same page, not assuming you don't understand. I got to watch how I phrase those things. Sometimes those things come out the wrong way. I don't mean it to come out that way. I need to fix that. There's a couple of phrases that are like embedded in me that I need to remove. I need to dig down into my brain and scramble it and pull them out and yank them and hold them up and look at them like this and then throw them away and then replace them with something else. I'll be working on that. So we're all on the same page. I think we all can agree that it's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's clear. It's not about red or blue. Them people is just gangs, right? And I think we all can agree that the gang war that we've been seeing, the red and the blue gang came together to attack the new gang. You know what I'm saying? And there are factions of both the red and blue gang that have to go. So while everybody's focused on the Democratic Party, and there should be some focus on them because the progressive far left Democrats are insane, crazy people. Let's just keep it real. I'm sorry. There needs to be some attention put on the rhinos in the Republican Party. There needs to be, quite frankly, a lot of scrutiny put on those people, and they need to be squeezed down to nothing. Because over all those years, where people were from Clinton to Bush to Obama to Biden, they all were in office together. You know what I'm saying? They all were in office together. They could have stopped them at any point in time. There was no let's pretend fight, let's play fight. They were having pillow fights while they all stole money, while they all embezzled money. And I believe that many of the Mitch McConnell is a perfect example. Many of the pillow fights were designed to make sure that Lindsey Graham, that's what I'm talking about, say no to nuclear water. Thank you, Shorty. Many of the pillow fights back and forth, man, were designed to create cover while they stole more money. That's like I have people constantly in my comments. Donald Trump is a Zionist shield. He's a shield. Bro, you don't destroy the finances of the New World Order and be a shield. Well, he's ushering a new AI age. Okay. So while he's not ushering in the new AI age, he's destroying the people who promised that they would have it. It's like people crazy. You can't do nothing right for these people. Watch this. Let's just go down the rabbit hole of the wicked people so people can understand we're economic forum. Let's find some of what the wicked people have to say, because nobody seems to understand what the wicked people be saying to them. It don't take long to find them. By the way, this is their roster. Do you want to see the roster of the World Economic Forum? There it is. It's all in your face. Matter of fact, Legrand came out yesterday talking crazy. Let me see where she at. I mean, she came out yesterday talking about the EU is going to put tariffs on America. Here she is right here. No, this is I'm talking about CDBCs.
On your second point, I tend to share your views. Nature doesn't like vacuum. And we started working on the digital euro way back. Actually, when I started my term 5.5 years ago. And I'm not claiming, parentality on the digital euro, because my colleague Benoit Cœuré had already committed a speech on this matter before I arrived. But I certainly carried on with that project, and subsequently Fabio Panetta on the board, and then Piero Cipollone, who has replaced Fabio, have taken the lead together with a very, very good team, which is focused on accelerating the pace and hopefully campaigning enough with all the stakeholders, meaning European Parliament, meaning European Council, meaning European Commission, so that we can eventually, not put to bed, but put to reality this digital euro. The deadline for us is going to be October of 25, and we are getting ready for that deadline, but we will not be able to move unless the other parties, the stakeholders, as I call them, Commission, Council, and Parliament, actually complete the legislative process, without which we will not be able to move. And I think it is critically important, and it seems to the agnostic or the skeptics, it seems to be more relevant and more of an imperative now than ever before, both on the wholesale and on the retail level, both.
So remember, guys, they want their digital CBDC rolled out. They want their money rolled out. And what happens when they get that in Europe? You're talking about a digital prison for the people in Europe. So here's a juxtaposition. In Europe, people are on their way to being in a digital prison. In America, we are fighting against that same digital prison. And here's the craziest thing. Through USAID, Agency for Whatever Development, we were financing and funding these people's enslavement, and eventually financing and funding our own enslavement. Yes. No, the nuclear war says once you're in a 15-minute city, you cannot leave. I don't think people in general understand how close we were in America to being destroyed and to be like inside of the whole mark of the beast system. I don't think people understand it. I just don't think they truly understand it, man. But it's rolling out in other places. It's absolutely rolling out in other places. And that's the terrifying thing. And unfortunately, Elon Musk and Donald Trump and Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel and Alex Jones and all these people who are standing up against a system that would ultimately destroy the world. The system has convinced people to try and destroy them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of defending our heroes, it's like, oh no, they're evil, they're wicked. And it's because our media, honest to God, our media does not and will not just tell people the truth. If they told people the truth, then it would be really quite that simple. Watch this. Here we go again. So you'll understand. Now you just saw her face. This witch's face. You just saw it with the World Economic Forum at the World Economic Forum. We can go find her speaking at the World Economic Forum. And not like Trump came in to give a speech and be like, nah, we're not going to do what y'all doing. We're going to do what we want to do. She is in fact, if you look at her forehead, she looked like a damn alien. Look right here. It looked like an alien head. My head don't squinch in right here like this and then widen out like that's a lizard person head. It don't squinch in down like this, then widen out over here, then shoot back down. It looked like a damn cobra underneath a skin suit. Look at it. Look at it. Everybody be like, let's talk about the Nephilim. DW, we're gonna talk about the giants. And they be looking at them right in front of them. Look at that thing. And I be telling you the truth, but I want to go talk about the mermaids who had the babies that made the giants and the babies in the book of Enoch. Right there in front of you. Then you go find videos with a person's eyes going like this. Eyes go like this. Your eyelids close like this. They don't go. Iris of your eyes don't do like this. And the craziest thing about whatever. The hell with it. Believe me, don't believe me. I ain't about to get my head rocked open because go on talk, woman.
The United States is applying a 25% tariff
Damn right.
on imports of steel and aluminum.
Damn right.
We deeply regret this measure.
So?
Tariffs are taxes.
Yes, they are.
They are bad for business.
They're bad for your business.
Worse for consumers.
Not worse for us.
They are disrupting supply chains.
The hell with your supply chain.
They bring uncertainty.
I don't give a damn about your certainty or your economy.
Jobs are at stake.
Give a damn about your
Prices
jobs.
up. Nobody needs that on both sides, neither in the European Union nor in the United States.
But the European Union wants war. They just came out and said, we're going to support Vladimir Zelensky to the end of the world. We're going to give him all the money that Vladimir Zelensky wants. And Vladimir's going to go have a fight all over the world, go kill all the people. And then meanwhile, Zelensky's like, children will die in the war. The blood, American blood will be spilled on the soil of the Ukraine. And then Trump says, hey, Trick, you big, wide, foreheaded, cobra face, flat face monster. Here's a tariff. Sit down. Y'all ain't giving him nothing. Because see, we gave y'all all that money. Let me start subtracting money from your bank account and see how much of this war you can support if I start hitting you with 25%. And he only hit him with 25%. And they're so stupid, they've never had to negotiate anything in their lives. So they don't even understand that's the opening salvo. That's like, pluck. Let's see what you do. Now, if you come to the table, we can have a conversation. You're going to do what I want you to do. The guy in Canada just experienced this. I forgot the guy that came out and said, yeah, we're going to put a tariff on American energy. We're going to raise a tariff on the energy that we send into America. Donald Trump came out the next day and said, 50% raise you. Then the day later, he came out, he said, well, we regretfully, but we're going to remove the tariff off American energy. Of course you are, dummy. And bro, it's required reading in business to read the art of the deal. And this is the crazy thing about these people. They so Trump deranged. His whole playbook is right there. It's in the book, The Art of the Deal. But it's required reading. The 48 Laws of Power, 33 Strategies of War, The Art of the Deal, the Book of the Five Rings. All this is required reading if you're going to be an entrepreneur. And so when I'm seeing Donald Trump maneuver, I'm like, man, Donald's on his game. He about to punish these boys out here in these streets. And they just, he hit us with a tariff. But they're used to just doing whatever they want to do, unopposed. And the minute opposition comes, here they go, crying and whining.
The European Union must act to protect consumers and business. The countermeasures we take today are strong but proportionate. As the United States are applying tariffs worth $28 billion, we are responding with countermeasures worth 26 billion euros. This matches the economic scope of the tariffs of the United States.
Now watch this. Trump came out and said he was doing reciprocal tariffs. So whatever you're tariffing me, I'm tariffing you. All right. And what they're trying to do is say, okay, no. If you do come out your reciprocal tariffs, we want to still be ahead. I don't think he didn't hit them with the reciprocal tariffs yet. This is just a threat. So they come, he hits, they hit. We're going to match it at 20 something. So now they're taking his approach. You hit us with a tariff, we're going to hit you with a tariff. Watch how badly this ends for the European Union. This is going to end terribly for the European Union, ladies and gentlemen. Horribly bad for them. I mean, it's going to end bad.
Our countermeasures will be introduced in 2 steps, starting with April 1st and fully in place as of April 13th. In the meantime, we will always remain open to negotiations. We firmly believe that in a world fraught with geoeconomic and political uncertainties, it is not in our common interest to burden our economies with such tariffs. We're ready to engage in a meaningful dialogue. I have entrusted Trade Commissioner Maroš Šefčovič to resume his talks to explore better solutions with the United States.
Better solutions with the United States.
As of this morning,
we want a better solution with the United States of America. Man, listen. This is going to end bad like it ended bad for everybody else. Because what people don't seem to understand is that we've been paying all their bills. All their bills. Watch this. There's a reason why all of a sudden now a lot of them are saying, no, we're not going to have this mass migrants coming in. Because behind the scenes, there was a deal. I'm not sure if it was Barack. I'm not sure if it was George Bush. I'm not sure if it was Bill Clinton, but somewhere behind the scenes, somebody made a deal and they said, listen, if you let the migrants in, we gonna fund your government and make sure that you can house the migrants because we want the collapse of modern society. And if you notice, when the USAID funding started to get cut, all that started to get wiped out across the globe. They all sitting there saying, well, no, we need to change our stance on migrants because the funding got cut for it. Bro, we were financing the overthrow of the modern Western world through debt, through being in debt, by borrowing from the Federal Reserve, from central banks, borrowing money and financing the overthrow of all the Western countries in the world, and having what you would call replacement migration with Muslims and people from all over the place. But it was a spiritual replacement migration as well, which is why London is pretty much an Islamic stronghold at this point in time. Let's just keep it real. We'll be dealing with that. Our grandchildren will be dealing with what happened in the UK in 20 years. I promise you that, because it's a stronghold. All right. Phone is ringing. Deals have to be done. Money has to be made. I got to get it done. I got to make it happen. Blue Bayou says the Jesuits have been using illegal migration as a weapon of war for centuries. They behind this all. Blue, you like how I attributed that deep voice to you? That's how I figured. That's how you wrote it to me. Patricia Griffin says, James, I wish Soros would get a new writer for these scripts because these people that are delivering messages stink. I agree with you, Patricia. They all stink. Tip R says, that's called an open society. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. Scott S. Oz. I would say mountains is what that means. Funny how all these other countries talk about our wonderful friendship, but USA is the one that's always screwed and going in the hole doing business with them. But they come out ahead. Strange friends. Yeah, Scott, they're Stranger Things. They're like that little damn monster on the TV show Stranger Things that come from the upside down world. Reach out, try and take everything from you. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. But that's okay. In many ways, how many of y'all seen the latest Cobra Kai? Because this is what America's like. In many ways, America is a lot like the TV show Cobra Kai. Because see, it's kind of like Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai combined together. That's a lot like what America is. There's times when America is like, oh, we need to have balance and peace. Oh, Your focus need more focus, balance, and peace. And then there's other times where we like strike hard, strike first, strike hard, no mercy, sir. And I'm telling you right now, if we could just hang in there, we almost to the point to where we can strike first, strike hard, no mercy, sir. We striking right now. I ain't gonna lie. And when I look at it, I see us striking. And we striking first. If we really think about what he's doing with tariffs, he full Cobra Kai right now. I just don't like the fact that we haven't struck at the head. It's kind of like we striking at the body and weakening the body. But we still got this head running around with these fangs with venom dripping off of them. Like, still got that we dealing with. And that's bothersome to me. It shouldn't be, because Jesus is in control. But I'm human. I know better, but I'm still human. It still bothers me. But it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? The real head of the government is not a human. The real head of the United States government ain't no damn non-human at this point in time. The real head of this nation is Jesus right now. I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all. It ain't no damn Nephilim. It ain't no other spirit. Whatever, man. I'm done. I'm out of here.